Hi everyone, and welcome to my anti-aging makeup routine. I'm a second year medical student from Australia, and this is my favorite daily anti-aging makeup routine that I do every day of my life. What is excellent about this makeup routine is firstly, obviously it protects your face really well. Secondly, it can be done in a massive rush because there's no precision to it. So if you've only got 10 minutes, you could really slap it on in 10 minutes and it would still look really, really good. Lastly, what I love about this look is that most people who don't know makeup don't get that you're wearing makeup. It's a very no makeup look. And often people will ask me, are you wearing makeup? And they're really unsure about whether I am, which is an illusion that I must say I really love. I also wanted to make sure you understand that nothing in this video is sponsored. I think that's so rare on the internet these days to see unsponsored opinions, but truly all of these items are not sponsored. Step one of the anti-aging makeup routine is always going to be healthy diet and exercise. There is no beating those three things to make your skin really glow and be as healthy as you possibly can. When you're really nourished and healthy and feeling good about yourself, that vibrancy and that confidence, I think, adds an additional glow to your already beautiful skin. I have dry type skin, and today I'm going to be using a lot of powder products, so I really need to make sure that I moisturize my face. And my favorite moisturizer right now is the Cetaphil Moisturizing Lotion. I really like this one because it's firstly really inexpensive. A lot of dermatologists also recommend this moisturizer. And if you don't know what a dermatologist is, it's a doctor who specializes in skin. So for all of my skin needs, I would always look to someone who is a dermatologist to get the best information. I normally apply quite a lot of moisturizer at nighttime before I go to bed. So in the morning, I try not to apply too much because I don't want my face to be really clogged up. So I'm gonna start with about this much. I love moisturizing my face. It's my favorite part of my skincare. It feels so good. Giving myself a little massage. Now that I'm all lovely and moisturized, I'm actually going to have a bit of a break because my next two steps are also liquid steps and I don't want to just be adding liquid on liquid and not give it a second to dry. So I'll be back in a few minutes. So it's been a few minutes now, and now this is the most important step of the anti-aging routine, which is sunscreen. I use so many different sunscreens for different purposes. I could probably make a whole video on the different sunscreens that I use and why I use them. But in this video, I'm just gonna be using two, starting off with the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Fluid SPF 50 Facial Sunscreen. I can't overemphasize how important sunscreen is for anti-aging. Disclaimer, I am a medical student, not a dermatologist. So a dermatologist is always going to be the creme de la creme of skin information. But my understanding is from watching many dermatologists on YouTube, sunscreen and retinol are two of the only things that we have that have been clinically shown to be anti-aging. I apply sunscreen SPF 50 every single day. There is not a single day that I don't apply SPF 50. It's always on my face. First thing in the morning, I put it on. Sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. This is the ticket. This is how you're gonna not age. Sunscreen, 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 sunscreen. My criteria for sunscreen and why I love this one and recommend this one. Firstly, it sits really well under my makeup. Secondly, it doesn't give me a white cast. A lot of sunscreens do give me a white cast because I have brown skin, but this one doesn't. And thirdly, because this sunscreen is really quite affordable and inexpensive, you can just get it from the chemist. And why I think price is so important is because I've bought sunscreens in the past that are more expensive, but then I feel like I want to use them more sparingly because they were so expensive. But I don't want to be sparing with sunscreen. I want to be liberal. I want to be pouring it all over my face. I don't want to be worried about how much it's costing me. So that's why this Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Fluid is something that I'm really loving at the moment. I also really like the tip that it has. So now I'm just going to apply a real decent amount everywhere. This is just the beginning, guys. I'm going to apply more down the neck. Now, what you need to be careful of with this one is don't put it around your eyes because it will fucking sting you. Okay, so don't put it around your eyes just yet. Above your eyebrows, around the bottom of your eye, and over there. Put it on your ears as well. Ears is very important because that is an area that often gets skin cancer. Skin cancer is a very big problem in Australia, especially, guys. Ta-da! Now I have applied sunscreen to everywhere except around my eyes, which is a problem because there's also skin around my eyes. That skin is actually really delicate, so it does need to be covered in SPF, but I just don't recommend this Neutrogena one for around the eyes because it does sting. So, going to move on to my second sunscreen for the video, which is the Cetaphil Face and Body. I like this one because it's really, really gentle. But I don't like this one because it gives me a white cast, so I have to use it sparingly. So I only use it around my eyes because it won't sting them, and then I can have full SPF coverage all over my face. Okay, now my face is fully SPF'd in SPF 50. I have full coverage from here to here. And now I'm gonna have a little bit of a break to let the sunscreen seep into my skin, and then I'll be right back. I'm now going to move on to my foundation. The foundation that I use on a daily basis is the Jane Iredale Amazing Base in the color Golden Glow. If there was any company that I wish would sponsor me, it's Jane Iredale. I love this foundation so much. The shade range is impeccable, especially if you're someone with skin tone like mine, brown skin. I find it quite tricky to find a foundation that has the correct undertone for my skin, but this Jane Iredale one just brings out the best in my skin instead of giving me a grey hue, which is never a good look. Why I love this foundation as an anti-aging tool is because it is SPF 20 and it's a powder. I need to caveat this next part by saying this is not a scientific fact. I haven't tested this, it's a hypothesis. But I've got liquid sunscreen on my face, so I wouldn't want to apply another liquid because I think that it might dilute the liquid. By adding this foundation on top, I think that I'm at least not diluting what's already on my face. That's my opinion and hypothesis. That's not tested, that's not science, that could be completely wrong. So what I do is I put some of the foundation into the lid, and then I use a Dense Mineral Foundation brush. The one I'm using at the moment is by Real Techniques. Dip it into my powder and then start just by patching it on. I used to be a smoker and I thankfully quit, but now I am quite worried about my lungs and what I've already done to them. So whenever I am applying a powder foundation like this one, I always try to breathe out through my nose just to stop any particulates getting into my lungs because I've already damaged those guys. Any sort of particulate matter getting into your lungs is not good. So if you have a career where you are around particulates, try to be as safe as possible, wear a respirator, try to do stuff outdoors or under a fume hood. So with this foundation, the more you put it into your skin, the better it looks. So I'm just spending a bit of time here. That looks pretty good to me. That's my foundation step done. My next step is going to be my eyes. For my eye shade, I'm going to use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in the shade Radiant Bronze Light. I'm using this blending brush by Urban Decay to apply it. So getting a decent amount on my brush, and then just putting it all into my eyelid. I'm gonna take a break from my eyes for the moment and do my blush. My favorite blush is the MAC Mineralize in the shade Warm Soul. I love this blush because it looks really natural on my skin tone, and it's actually really hard for me to overdo this blush because it is so subtle and it gives just a lovely corally warm tone to my skin. I'm going to be using this little blushing brush that I got from Nude by Nature. I start applying near my hairline and then work down, and I apply honestly quite a lot because I really like the way it looks. Just adds such a beautiful natural color to my face. All right, so now that I have this blush all over my cheeks, I'm actually going to apply some of the same shade to the crease of my eye. I think this step really harmonizes the face and it makes it look as though you're not actually wearing makeup. It just looks like it's the natural colors of your skin that are coming through just by adding that blush shade back to another area of your face. So starting here. The trick to beautiful eye makeup is always blending for 3 times the time that you think you need to blend it for. So it probably looks pretty blended, but I'm just going to keep going because I want it to look really natural. I'm now just going to brush my eyebrows out. This is the only eyebrow step that I do. If you want people to think that you're not wearing makeup at all and that you just woke up like this and this is how you look all of the time, if you want to create that illusion about yourself, then I recommend skipping eyeliner. To the untrained eye, I think eyeliner is the biggest giveaway about whether someone is wearing makeup or not. And if you're not wearing eyeliner, it can be hard to tell to someone who doesn't really understand makeup. So that's the look I'm going for today. The no eyeliner look, the I'm just naturally like this look. And the next step after that is wearing mascara. I'm not in love with the mascara that I own at the moment, so I'm not going to show you guys what it is because I'm sure you have a better recommendation, but time to apply. Fuck a duck, I made a mistake, so I'm just going to go over with the brown bronzer shade over the top to hopefully disguise it. It's a bit better. Next, I'm going to add some glow to my face with the Ambient Lighting Palette Volume 2. How I use this palette for my skin tone is I mix all of the colors together and then apply them all over my face, and that works for my skin tone. Starting in the forehead. You don't want to apply too much of this palette because I've noticed that too much can look really cakey. I also like to use this step to blend out any lines that I might have in my blush or anywhere that doesn't look completely blended in. I think this powder can really help make it look cohesive. For my lips, I'm going to be using the Rimmel The Only One Matte Lipstick in the shade Trendsetter. So I'm going to lightly put it on my lips. I don't want it to look cakey, so just a bit. And then I'm going to be using the Palmer's Lip Butter to give my lips a shine and blend in that lipstick shade. This is the end result, a very healthy and glowing complexion that is also protected from UV radiation. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, it would be awesome if you could like, comment, and subscribe, as it really helps me with the YouTube algorithm, and I will see you next time I post.